Smart 24, driving business.
Now, the Tanzanian passport has given the business community power following its recent ranking. The recent ranking of the Tanzanian passport clearly means increased business, investment, and tourism opportunities among the Tanzanian people, and of course, the frequent travelers to different parts of the world, according to what the stakeholders say. Now, besides that, their comments did come a few days after the country's travel document was ranked among the top 10 most powerful passports on the African continent and ranking 74th in the global mobility. Now, the mobility score measures that the number of countries that a person holding a Tanzanian passport can visit without having a visa or where they can get a visa on arrival. This is the Henley Passport Index report of 2023, which was released last week, broadening the opportunity of Tanzanians to access education, health, passports, and health jobs in many countries with little or no difficulties. This as well inclusive of the issue to do with travel. But regarding the same situation, according to the index, the number of countries that Tanzanians can visit without a visa or obtain one on arrival have increased to 72. Now, Japan's passport was ranked the strongest globally, allowing users visa-free access to 193 countries, followed by Singapore, South Korea, Japan, and Germany. Japan and Spain. Now, besides that, Mauritius, which is ranked 34th globally, emerged the most powerful passport in Africa in the annual rankings produced in the cooperation with the International Air Transport Association. Now, the others in descending order are South Africa, Botswana. When you look at South Africa's ranking globally, 53, which means it comes in as second on the African continent list. And then also, on the other hand, there's Namibia coming in at 67, then Lesotho coming in at 69, then there's Eswatini 71 and Malawi 72, Tanzania emerging 74th position, with Zambia and Uganda coming in at 75 and 78 respectively, according to this particular report. So clearly, this is giving an advantage to Tanzanians as well as the people in there, especially the business community, to at least put themselves in a more better position of investment and creating room for business and tourism opportunities for those, especially after that particular ranking in there. And away from that particular one, let's speak coffee exports in Rwanda. Now, something about the Rwanda's coffee exports, which are likely to grow to a more bigger percentage to the United Arab Emirates. The Rwanda's coffee exports to the United Arab Emirates are expected to grow as the country partners with Dubai. Now, this is a B2B e-commerce platform by DP World to bring high-quality Rwandan coffee closer to consumers in the UAE and the other Gulf nations. The prospects of coffee exports were echoed last week at the coffee cupping and testing event in Dubai, which was organized to celebrate and promote Rwanda coffee. Now, in the margins of the World of Coffee exhibition that took place in Dubai from January 11th to 13th this year, Rwanda's ambassador to the UAE, Emmanuel Hategeka, joined leaders from the Dubai and Dubai Multi-Commodities Center, as well as Rwandan coffee exporters, UAE best importers, and coffee lovers at the event. Now, besides that, the ambassador said that Rwanda coffee was the highlight of the Expo 2020, where the pavilion served all guests a free cup of coffee every day and hosted over 1.2 million visitors in 6 months. He recapped the UAE market potential as well as the impact of the cash drop on people's livelihood. Now, for example, on December 16th, 2020, Rwanda Development Board signed a memorandum of understanding with DP World to launch Dubai.com to link B2B and end-to-end destinations from Kigali to United Arab Emirates. The platform was first launched in Rwanda in early March 2021. And as of January 2023, in around 100 registered Rwandan sellers on Dubai, there are about 20 top branded coffee sellers. Coffee is grown in most provinces of Rwanda at an altitude of less than 1,900 meters. It is uniquely known for its rich, aromatic, and natural flavorful profiles. It is sweet, strong-bodied, and rich in acidity, and it's giving Rwandan coffee a special taste and aroma. Now, Rwandan coffee is exported under the national brand of a Second Sunrise and has won global awards and different accolades. Now, the fiscal year 2021-2022 alone, Rwanda's coffee export volumes amounted to over 15 million kilograms and generated over 75.5 million. That is an increase of about 23% in coffee revenues compared to the previous year. And well, as you can definitely see more of that particular one, you get to realize that the exports growing in there, it's giving a rich benefit for those in Rwanda and those engaging in coffee production and value addition. Now, well, lastly, from the Karibu East African updates, Kenyans living abroad set home a record high of 497.1 billion Kenyan shillings in 2022, which is an 8.3% increase compared to 458.9 billion Kenyan shillings, which was sent back to Kenya in 2021. Now, this defies global economic headwinds such as the Russia-Ukraine war, according to the recent survey by World Remit, which revealed that at least half of Kenyans living abroad have taken up side hustles since the COVID-19 pandemic struck to sustain remittances back home. This follows inflation in major global economies. Even so, the country's remittance inflows remained strong in December of 2022 at 44.1 billion Kenyan shillings, which is a 3.4% growth from 42.6 billion Kenyan shillings in November. Now, this underlies the defiant resilience of the inflows at a time when the global economy was experiencing a massive meltdown. Now, the Apex Bank noted that the US remains the largest source of remittances to Kenya, accounting for 55.5% in December. Now, there was also another survey by the World Remit, which revealed that education, healthcare, and household needs are the main users of remittances in Kenya, sectors that tend to have a multiplier effect on their development. Now, the company also noted that, that Kenya is among the top 3 countries in Africa in receiving remittances. Nigeria came first, followed by Zimbabwe. And besides that, digitization remains a key driver for the growth of remittances services, according to World Remit, which has partnered with local banks, allowing the direct sending of money to accounts and to M-Pesa in there. So conclusively, you get to realize that it is something that the Kenyans working abroad are definitely making some good money, and of course sending back money, which has actually increased to roughly an 8.5% increment in that one in just a period of 1 year. And then that is it for Karibu East Africa. We're going to check out what is happening away from the continent. All right, now the Apple will take more than a 40% pay cut this year from a year earlier, as the company adjusts how it calculates his compensation, partly based on the recommendation from Cook himself. And Apple Incorporation said in a regulatory filing later Thursday that Cook's target total compensation is $49 million for 2023, with $3 million salary. Now, there's also a $6 million cash incentive and a $40 million in equity awards. Last March, the Cupertino, California company conducted an advisory shareholder vote on executive pay with $6.21 billion of the shares voting in favor of the executive pay packages and $3.44 billion against. There were also abstentions and broker none votes as Apple said its compensation committee took into account shareholder feedback. Now, the company's performance and the recommendation from Cook, who was promoted to CEO in 2011, to adjust its compensation in light of the feedback received. Now, Apple said last year it sought feedback from the shareholders about compensation, and it received overwhelming support for Cook's exceptional leadership and unprecedented value he has delivered for shareholders. Now, those shareholders we spoke with that did not support our 2022 say on pay proposal constantly, and of course cited the size and structure of the 2021 and 2022 equity awards granted to Cook as the primary reason for their voting decision, according to what the company says. And of course, Cook has received the 3 million best salary for the past 3 years, but his total compensation, which includes the restricted awards, jumped from $14.8 million in 2020 to $98.7 million in 2021 and $99.4 million in 2022. Now, the compensation committee took into account shareholder feedback, company performance, and the recommendation by Cook himself. And of course, that is an update coming in from the Apple CEO. And now this time around, Tesla slashes prices globally by as much as 20%, and the lower price challenge electric car makers' rivals and reversing its strategy of the past 2 years when orders exceed supply, according to what is being reported here. Now, Tesla slashed prices globally on its electrical vehicles as much as 20%, and in this particular regard, it extended an aggressive discounting strategy and challenging rivals after missing Wall Street delivery estimates for 2022. Now, besides that, the move was announced after CEO Elon Musk warned that the prospect of recession and higher interest rates meant the company could lower prices to sustain volume growth at the expense of profit. Tesla shares were down 3.6% on Friday. Now, Musk acknowledged last year that prices had become embarrassingly high and could hurt demand, and the lower pricing across the United States, Europe, and the Middle East and Africa, following a series of cuts last week in Asia, marked a reversal from the strategy that the car maker had pursued through March of 2021 and 2022 when new vehicle orders exceeded supply. The cuts may make electric cars affordable to people who may have been previously priced out of the market, especially as buyers in the US and France will be eligible for certain government tax credits. Now, the United States price cuts on its global top sellers, the Model 3 sedan and Model Y crossover SUV, were between 6% and 20%. Now, not only that, Reuters calculation showed that with the basic Model Y now costing $59,990, down from the $65,990. Now, Tesla also cut prices of its Model X luxury crossover SUV and Model S sedan in the United States. For a US buyer of the long-range Model Y, the new Tesla price, combined with the US subsidy, amounts to a discount of 31%. Now, in addition, the move broadened the vehicles in Tesla's lineup eligible for a US federal tax credit of up to $7,500, which took effect on January 1st. Now, before the price cut, the 5-seat version of the Model Y had been ineligible, which Musk called messed up. After the price cut, the long-range version of the Model Y will then, therefore, be qualified at the end of the day. So, well, that is an update coming in this particular morning from the Tesla shares prices globally, as much as 20%. Well, now, lastly, from the international news, Adidas have lost a Stripe Raw trademark battle with the luxury designer Thom Browne, and the company lost a court case to try to stop a fashion designer from using a 4-stripe design. The sportswear giant argued that the luxury brand from Thom Browne's incorporation 4 stripes were too similar to its 3 stripes. Now, Browne argued that the shoppers were unlikely to confuse the two brands, as among other reasons, he's had a different number of stripes. Now, Adidas had planned to ask for more than $7.8 million, that is roughly 6.4 million pounds, in damages, but a jury in New York sided with Browne. Now, Browne's designs often feature 4 horizontal parallel stripes, enticing the arm of a garment, or as frequently seen on the creator himself, his sock. Now, Adidas designs are often seen 3 stripes. Now, Browne's legal team portrayed him as the underdog taking on a huge corporation and urged the two brands serve different customers. Now, sportswear does not dominate Thom Browne's incorporation creation, and its output is aimed at wealthy customers. For example, a pair of women's compression leggings costs £680, while a polo shirt goes for £270. Browne's lawyers also argued that the stripes are a common design. While Adidas launched legal action in 2021, the battle between the two companies dates back more than 15 years ago. In 2007, Adidas complained that Thom Browne was using a 3-stripe design on jackets, Brown agreed to stop using it and added a fourth stripe. Now, since then, Thom Browne Incorporation has expanded rapidly and is now sold in more than 300 locations worldwide. And in recent years, has been creating more athletics wear. The brand has a diverse fan base. It designed rapper Karibu's outfit for the 2019 Met Gala, while former professional footballer and Bournemouth manager Scott Parker sported one of its cardigans and a blazer to matches, as you can definitely see on the screen. Now, this particular battle was lost by Adidas after it tried to stop the fashion designer Thom Browne from using a four-stripe design that Adidas does believe looks familiar with their three-stripe designs, and Adidas cannot go wrong with that. One may actually think it is actually their same brand making the same clothes in there, but of course they didn't lose that particular case. Now Thom Browne is the rightful owner of the four-stripe design in there, coming on to defeat Adidas following that same kind of situation and strategy that has been laid on board. And well, of course, that is it for the SMB International news this morning. And you should get yourself into the investment world this morning by using the USSD code *292# for those who want to be ushered into Zabu. Zabu is a platform that is definitely there for you to make investments quite easier for you this particular morning and this particular month of January. How you do that is use the USSD code *292#, follow the prompts, and definitely kickstart off your investment journey with Zabu. Well, the markets on the platform do open at 8:15 a.m. and close at 3:15 p.m. East African Standard Time, and they actually make it very easier for you to invest in government bonds. The minimum amount for you to use while investing is 15,000 Ugandan shillings, but also do remember that these markets are closed during the weekends and closed on public holidays, so you can only invest in government bonds during Mondays to Friday, free of the public holidays still. Altex East Africa says do something new, and Zabu says my money, my future. So let your money shape up your future today. And well, you can quickly run onto our social media platforms this morning for more daily updates. Twitter is Smart24TV with the hashtag Smart24 updates and the hashtag driving business, the hashtag SMB as well. And you can also follow us on our Facebook, that is Smart24TV official. Only that, tweet Instagram Smart24_TV, and the website is www.smart24.tv. The YouTube channel is Smart24TV Live for more business updates as they're coming in real time. And well, you should also be able to position yourself ably in the world of business by setting up with the various trends. Well, you can as well follow me up on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Jerome Paul Sonko as we continue to drive business. This week does look to be a sharp one when it comes to preparations of how best we can go by setting the rightful pace. If you're an individual, well, there is something that you should as well know of, that you should be able to at least kickstart off your journey of investment as early as possible. But the week is right ahead of us, and normally when it's a Monday, you always have to hit the road so fast. Because it definitely looks so busy of a day, and of course people getting back to their offices and getting back to the drawing boards to first of all look back at the performance of last week, set new week resolutions, and see how they go by the entire week. So the week is just gotten up and running, and of course just getting started here on Smart Means Business. Still Friday, we are definitely going to be here in this part of the show. We shall be getting back with more business updates, so it's highly something you should be part of. Keep it Smart 24 TV. I'll be right back after the break.